So while the flight attendant is making the announcement that we're going to be sitting there for a while. Again, Vegas is a really short flight from San Francisco, so I'm not really tripping. It's going to be a short flight. I'm more pounding. My heart is about to literally pound out of my chest, and I'm sweating bullets because my fucking ex is 2 rows ahead of me, right? And we did meet eyes, so I knew that he saw me, and of course, he knew that I was going to be on the flight. I had concert tickets, right? That wasn't a question. The question was, why the fuck are you on this flight, my dude? Like, you literally couldn't reschedule your shit? So when I saw him, immediately I take my phone off of airplane mode and I text Michelle. And when I took my phone off of airplane mode, all of these text messages start coming in. And Michelle said, hey, you'll never guess who came into the bank, because Michelle works at the same bank that Peter banks at. And she said, I saw him, so there's no chance that he's going to be on your flight, because he was here not that long ago, and you're already on your way, right? So I text Michelle a picture, and I said, guess whose legs those are? And she could not believe it. She said, no way. What do you mean? And then, of course, I caught her up at this point that we were going to be delayed about, an hour. Here's the thing. Because I was only 2 rows behind Peter, and because as soon as the announcement was made that we were going to be sitting there, he got up to use the bathroom, I knew that I would have to deal with him coming on the way back up to his seat. So he just, walked right past me the first time. Like I said, eyes met when he first got on the plane, when I looked up, and my heart was just ready to shoot right out of my chest. So then on the way back, I knew that he would have to walk past me, and I had a feeling that he would try to talk to me, and I was not going to give him that opportunity. So he tried a good few seconds. I don't 100% know what happened, but I heard a little bit of what he said, like, hey, how are you doing? Like, just acting like, totally casual, like nothing happened, not like the last time that I saw you wasn't on a 7-minute FaceTime when you dumped me. So when he passed by, came up from the back of the plane, and I'm here, he's coming up, and immediately I turn my back to him. So he's here for a good few seconds, trying to get my attention, trying to talk to me, and I just have my back to him. He gives up, continues walking, and when I tell you that entire time I'm, sweating bullets, heart pounding out of my chest, and I realize, I did it. I successfully did it. And I sit back down, text Michelle back, giving her the entire lowdown, and she literally cannot believe that this is what's going on. She cannot believe it, because she was so sure that there was no way that man was going to be on my flight, as was I, right? So the flight eventually takes off. We get to Vegas, and if you know Vegas, you know that there's a waiting location. You have to walk somewhere to wait to get to your Uber and your Lyft. So when we're getting off the plane, mind you, Peter is not that far ahead of me, just a couple pieces. He looks right before, so he looks up, like when we're all getting up, and then when we're exiting the plane, he looked back twice. So he looked back, like I said, when we're getting up to go to look at me, and then when we're exiting the plane, he looked one more time over at me, and I made sure to go in the exact opposite direction that he was going to. And it turned out that I was going in the direction for the rideshare pickup. So I ordered my car, went over to go wait in line, as you have to do. And then, as you know, it's a bit of a walk, right? You have to walk over to the rideshare pickup. And then somehow his Uber Lyft got there before mine. So I just remember he walks ahead of me, or he comes out of nowhere. Not out of nowhere, but I saw him, right? And he hops into his car. We take one last look at each other, and that's it. Off he goes. And then shortly after, my car came and I took off until it dropped me off at the Park MGM, which is where I was staying. So I honestly had a great time. I had a wonderful time. This is the best time I've ever had in Vegas, period. Not to mention the fact that I finally get to go to the Mariah Carey concert that I waited 18 years to see. I worked my ass off to get my body into a good shape. So when I tell you that my time was spent strutting between the pools, working on my tan, reading books that I brought, because I had already, I even planned the books that I wanted to read at the poolside, walking up to my room and listening to all these different Mariah Carey songs on repeat in preparation for this concert that I've been waiting forever to see. And then the other thing on my agenda was that I had to get my eyebrows done because I didn't do that before I left San Francisco, and there's no way in hell that I was going to go see a Mariah Carey with bad eyebrows. So that was my trip. Like literally. So the second day I was there, which again was the same day as the concert, that was the day that I pretty much, my journey of the day was to go to get my eyebrows done, which if you know Vegas, everything is far and spread out. In the next video, I'm gonna share a story that took place when I was waiting in line to take my picture with the cardboard cutout of Mariah right before the concert started, because that's a story worth telling. And then, would you believe it, that of course Peter was on my flight back, and that was the last time I ever saw him. To this day, I still have not seen him, nor do I care to see him. But yeah, that was the flight into Vegas. That was the rude awakening that, oh wow, no, this man didn't change his flights. You're gonna have to deal with him all the way over there. And sure enough, he did try really hard. I'll give it to him. He tried really hard to try to talk to me, but what part of you're dead to me do you not understand, my dude? And then that brings us to the day of the concert, at a concert that I had been waiting 18 years to see, the concert that was also a way for me to celebrate the life of my best friend Pokey, the concert that was originally planned as a trip with my first and only boyfriend to introduce him to the city, Vegas, that he had never been to, after he had introduced me to the city, Chicago, that I had never been to. And anyway, what happened is what was meant to happen. It was a beautiful, amazing, incredible trip. And I'm going to show you, in the next video, I'm going to share with you perhaps the funniest story. But we are definitely almost at the end of this Fool's Gold saga. But I'm definitely going to leave things on a funny note, on a positive note. And I'll see you in the next video.